Flosstube CraftTube. My name is Tia and welcome to my channel here at Calm Creations on YouTube. This is where I share all my crafty bits and pieces and things that I've been up to over the last week. So first of all, I want to send virtual hugs to Darren, Emily, Patchy Pony Stitcher and Aussie Maria. Thank you very much for your comments and coming and spending time with me week after week. I really do appreciate it. And yeah, it's nice to have your company each week. So let's get into it. Let's start with my travel stitching. So as always, I do my travel stitching, but this week we have a finish. So it was a very impromptu finish, but yeah, I got it done. So here is my Target cushion cover, A Tale as Old as Time by Rocking Horse Cross Stitch on Etsy, and it is all done. So it's been washed, and I haven't even ironed it, but all washed and put into a pillow form's been put in, and it's all done. So I'm very happy that that's all done and out the way. So that means I'm now working on my Tribal Turtle, which is by Mo Sale on Etsy. So that's what it'll look like when it's finished. And I've done a little bit on that. Excuse the mess. We've got threads and oh, that doesn't go there. So here's where it's up to now. I've done a little bit down here, and I've started in the center and a little bit on here. So this is a piece of hand-dyed Ada that was gifted to me in a Christmas swap, and I believe it's crafted by Juliet, and it is just stunning in all my colours. So this will be my next focus piece for my travel stitching. It is actually a bit hard to use as travel stitching. I thought it would be easy, but because it's black and where I stitch at work, it's you know, because I'm in the car, it's quite dark. The lighting isn't good in the car park. They don't consider us stitches anyway, so I may reevaluate that piece as my travel stitching. I'm not too sure yet, but that's that one. And then last week's stitching was Disney Mickey head. Where's my book? So last week was Disney Mickey head by, who are they by? Cross Stitch on Etsy. So that's what that will look like when it's finished. And I've done Dumbo, and I was working on this little guy here. If you know who he is, let me know in the comments down below, because I don't know who he is. My daughter will know, but I don't know who he is, what character he is. So yeah, that's this week's stitching, this past week's stitching. So I got him finished, and I've put blue seed beads in for his eyes because it called for blue cross stitches, but he's got blue seed bead eyes. So that's him done. He's looking a bit cute. He looks like some sort of ninja. Might even be a girl, I don't know. But anyway, that's my Disney Mickey head. What else? Next week's stitching, this week's stitching is my Aurora cabin. Oops, that's a part thread, which is currently there. So I'm looking forward to doing that. I love this piece. And this is being stitched on the kit fabric, which is 16 count Sky Blue Ada, and will look like that when it's finished. So that is Aurora Cabin by Dimensions. So I'm looking forward to getting some stitches into that. And then next week's stitching will be by Little House Needleworks, which is Home of a Needleworker. So that's what that will look like, and here's where I'm up to. Oops, sorry. So that's where I'm up to on that one. So that's coming along. Now this fabric I bought from the cheap shop, and you can stitch on it. I've done a few pieces on this fabric. I don't know where I put it. I've got another couple of bits that are done on the same fabric, but yeah, keep an eye out in your cheap shops, because it's only like $2 a packet and you get a piece of fabric and you can stitch on it. So that's where I'm up to on that one. So that's for next week. So that's that. And I've also done a bit on what's it called, the Granny Square Stitch Along with the Fat Quarter Shop. So this is a week by week. We're up to week 2, starts I think on the 15th, which will be the 16th our time here in Australia, but I've already started, I didn't realise. So that's where that's up to. I've fully done the first square and then started on the second square, and I even made a needle minder to match, so that's a bit cute. So that is the Granny Square Stitch Along with the Fat Quarter Shop. It's free on there. I think it's on the blog. So that's that one. So that's all my stitching, but I've got a few other things that I've been working on. So I'll start by showing you. I made a project bag to keep it in. So look, it's all coffee. Oh, I love it. So that's what I keep all my bits in for my Fat Quarter Shop one. So that is my project bag, and I used a tutorial on YouTube by Jen Crafts. So that is that one. Right, that's all my cross stitching. Now I've got a little bit of other crafts that I've been working on. So I'll show you Spencer's blanket, which is the Granny Square blanket. And last week I said I'd put in a stitch marker of where I was up to when you last saw it. But here's where it's up to now. It's getting there. So that's where I'm up to. And where's the stitch markers? Down the bottom. You can see them down there. So I've done 1, 2, 3 rows. 3 rounds, I should say. Because yeah, it's getting bigger and bigger and taking longer and longer to get round. But that's coming along nicely. I haven't done any more on my Europe cardigan. That's still at the same spot as last time you saw it. But I don't know if you remember. You probably don't, because you haven't seen it for such a long time. I've pulled out my socks that I'm knitting. So I've done a little bit on my socks. I've got them on circulars. So these are a top-down sock, and it's a free pattern on YouTube by Crazy Sock Lady. So I'm coming down, this is the side, and you put a stitch marker in every 10 rows. So I'm just about at the 10th row, and you knit for 59 rows and then you start the heel turn. So I've still got a little way to go on those. I was doing them on DPNs, which is easier to do when you do the band, but now swap them over to circular. So there's my little socks. I haven't done any more on my 10 stitch blanket. That's still not got any progress on it. What else? Right, I've got a bit of haul. That's that one. I'm showing you that 'cause that's finished. Right, we'll go through the rest of the crafts first. So, a while ago I bought a few diamond paintings from fan sales, and I started my big one and one of my girls started one of the smaller ones, and I just finished up a square that she had started that she hadn't finished, so I just finished all of that bottom piece. So that's going to be cute. That's going to hang in our entryway. I'll get it framed when it's finished. It's so good because it's so mindless, you don't even have to think. So that says, welcome to our fun, loud, crazy, happy home. So that's that one. Here's a little picture of it. Oh, I don't know if you can see that. That's that one. So that was good to do a little bit of that. I have finished my first gnome block for the what's it called? Gnome of the Month, which is a free quilt along on YouTube. Each month a new block is released, and this is Janice. And so I've just got to do the house and the tree are the next two blocks that I'm going to do. I haven't even cut them out or done anything with them yet, but I've got them ready to go. So Janice is all fully done. He should be a Christmas gnome, but because I'm changing it to suit our seasons, I've made him a little bit more summery for January. And then what have we got? Oh, and then I did a little bit on my Jelly Garden quilt, which is a hexagon hip quilt. So that's what that will look like when it's finished. Well, not like that, but that's the layout of it. So I bought this on Etsy, and it is by Sweetwater Cotton Shop. So this is the Jelly Garden, and that was my first flower. I've just got to sew in these parts up here. I haven't ironed it yet, so I'll get on to that. So that's the first one, and then I started doing the, oh hang on, we're all connected. Where's that? Where's that connected to? It's still got a needle in it, so we'll put that there. So this is going to be the second flower. There's that needle. So there's the second flower, and then this will be the going around the outside. So I'm loving the mindfulness of that as well. It's so good to be able to just sit and do something that you don't have to think about. So that's my Jelly Garden quilt. Now I'll show you my haul. That's all my crafts that I've been doing this week. So I'll show you a little bit of haul. This is sort of cross stitch related but not. So for Mother's Day, one of my girls bought me a beautiful sketchbook, and I mean beautiful. But why it's sort of cross stitch related is that this book cover is also a cross stitch pattern. Isn't that just stunning? So this is on the Haid website, and it is a cross stitch pattern by, I'll read you what it says. Spanish artist Crista Tegra has made a name for herself in creating wonderful fantasy portraits. Her fantastic steampunk image, Ex Machina, is beautifully evocative of an imagined bygone time, wonderfully contrasting the mechanic and the organic. So on Heaven and Earth Designs website, under Crista Tegra, is this cross stitch chart. And she also did one that was a limited edition, one in oranges that I wish I had got. I didn't get it, but because I don't need any more Haids. But I absolutely love this sketchbook. So it's all just blank pages. I haven't done anything in it yet, but it's so pretty. So that is my sort of cross stitch knot book that I got. What else do I have? Got this little tin from work. Got a thing about little tins. It's called the Little Stitch Tin, and it's all patchwork, and it's orange, so why not? So that's my little tin. And then I thought I'd buy, I've never had a row counter before, but this is a digital row counter. This was only $2 at work. They're gone on clearance. I don't know if they're available anymore, but that'll come in handy for my knitting, other than the stitch markers. So that's that. And then I just got a, oh hang on, that one. This is cross stitch related. This was on clearance. The Australian collection. There's two little rosellas. Is that what they're called? Rainbow lorikeets. They're so cute. And that shouldn't, that's a full kit. So that shouldn't take too long to stitch up. And it's a DMC kit. I've never done a DMC kit. It's on 18 count E-Creator. But they've got other designs too. I like the kookaburra. The little kookaburra. But yes, that's that one. And then just to have extras just in case I got a birch start to quilt kit. It's just got a rotary cutter, tape measure, pencil, needles. But what I really wanted was this little thread cutter and some pins. So that will be added to my stash. But I think that's about it. I got this book. So I've got the first one on a digital copy. This is for my paper crafting and junk journaling and for that part of my craft. And it's Daphne's Diary. So this is the second one for the year. This is the spring edition. But the artwork, I mean, that's just the back cover. The artwork in this book is just absolutely beautiful. They've got so many different, look at that. Let's go to Ireland. It is just beautiful. There's crafts in here, there's things to make, there's shopping, there's recipes, there's look at that. It's just beautiful. Puzzles, there's articles. So that is my Daphne's Diary. See, because I got it in the digital copy, but it, you know, I can print it all, but Oh, having the physical copy is just stunning. So that's about it from me today. I hope you enjoyed that sped through crazy floss tube craft tube, but I will leave you here, and thank you very much for popping in and spending some time with me, and I will see you all again next week. Bye.